Hi everyone, you reach Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva, and this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. For all you out there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. Hit the like button, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. And share my video with your friends and family so that they can come to my channel and get to know me also. I'm here today with my recap on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 3, Episode 9, labeled Trouble in Paradise. Well, they're in paradise, they're in Vegas, and they're out there to celebrate Tisa and Marsu's wedding anniversary. So they're all there. So far, actually, I take that back. Melanie in the opening scene didn't make it there yet, but she's on her way, and so is Destiny. So they're still in this pool, and Tisa and Kimmy are going at it, but eventually Tisa apologizes to Kimmy. To me, it was sincere. It was heartfelt. She really meant it. Kimmy accepts her apology. They hug and they make up. And I truly, truly enjoyed that moment because after all, they're sisters slash sister-in-laws. That means they're sisters, same difference. And I hated seeing them go at it every single scene. So the fact that, Tisa was the bigger person, she actually apologized and she's trying to make amends in this relationship. I appreciated it. I was here for it. It was an absolutely great scene. Well, Tiffany, let's move on. Tiffany, oh my gosh. I don't think I'm going to connect to Tiffany like at all. Well, I will say this. Tiffany is absolutely beautiful. As I'm seeing the different scenes, I think her skin is flawless. I think she's an actual, when you, from all appearances purposes, she is absolutely beautiful, but it just seems like the way she's coming across, and I'm standing by this, I don't like it. I don't like the way that she's coming across, and therefore I do not like her. So they're all having, I guess, breakfast, at the table. Again, Melanie didn't make it quite there yet. And, they're asking Martell different questions, about Melanie. And then Tiffany says something about, your baby mama. And so Martell looks at her like, yeah, I speak to her every day. And then she says something about talking about that Melody is the baby mother. And I'm looking like, girl, why do you always have to have a moment every scene? And then to me, your moment is so like, it's not authentic. It's like you're trying to be messy on purpose. And Melody, to me, is far from a baby mother. And I actually hate that title anyway. But like Martell actually stated, she's my ex-wife. She's not my baby mother. But I feel like Tiffany is always doing these little digs and interjections, like trying to have this moment and fit in, and I do not like it. Like I said, I'm trying to give her another episode every single week so that I can connect to her, so that I can feel her, so that I can understand who she really is. And not feeling it, not here for it, I still do not like her. Even towards the end of this episode, still did not connect with her or like her. But let's carry on. So we have a moment where Martell and Kimmy, are talking in the kitchen because Martell is actually cleaning up and trying to have this discussion with him about, life after divorce. I think every single person wanted to see Melody and Martell win because, they were a very, very cute couple together. They just seemed like they was a match made in heaven. We know they had their difficulties. We know they had their problems, but no one can kind of get together and see like what is life like without Martell and Melody being together. But I think unfortunately the couples are going to have to wrap their mind around it because it doesn't seem like Martell and Melody are going to get back together at all. Martell said something really important, when he was in the kitchen with Kimmy. He's like, listen, I don't want to discuss, my situation every time I see everyone. And I get that. It's like it happened. whomever messed up, whether you want to say, he maybe say Melanie messed up a little bit. He definitely messed up a lot. So it doesn't matter at this point. They're not together. And I think that's what everyone in their circle is going to have to begin to realize, that, them as a couple is over. You have to now see them as single people. And when you see them, don't ask them about the other half that is no longer their other half. So they had that conversation, and it was what it was. Okay. Martell, is tired of talking about it. So Tiffany, is throwing out shadiness, like, to me, every little place that she can. Okay. So she's talking about being on good terms with your exes. So her and her husband are on this trip, and they said that, the children, like, he has a son with his ex, she has a son with her ex, and, both of them, in order to go on the trip to Vegas with the couples, they left their children with their respected other parents. And so Tiffany throws this dig in there, like, well, that's, what life is like when you're good and you're in good relationship with your exes, you can leave your kids there. Well, there's people that are not in good relationships with their exes, but still can leave their kid with the ex because, that's their kid. Okay, so, but I feel like she's always trying to give a dig to somebody, like, what, they're the poster couple for how you do it the second time around. Like, everything is all perfect in their world. We perfectly have these co-parenting relationships with our exes. We are perfectly together now as a second time around couple. Like, we're doing everything so well. We're the example. Oh, Tiffany, sit down. We don't even know you that well yet. We didn't even get to speak to your other halves from before to know that if this thing is really perfect or not. So stop just acting like you and your husband, Lou, I hope that's his name, are like the poster people for how to, have co-parent nicely and how to have like a second time around marriage, whatever. So that's Tiffany, like I said, always to me throwing little digs. Okay. She was also, Tiffany, which I thought this scene was kind of forced, but that's my opinion. She was mad at her husband because the husband took the son to get his hair cut. I guess the son's hair was really long, so Tiffany was calling it the big chop, and she was emotional because she wasn't there for the big chop. And she said, you're being a good step parent. Listen, do you want him to be the parent or not? Okay, so even if he wasn't the step parent, but he was the actual parent, because I'm using her words, she called them the step parent. Sometimes they take the kids and things happen and you can't always be there. We can't be everywhere all the time. So you missed the big chop. I think the way your son hair was so long, I'm sure it probably grows quickly. Let it grow out again and be there for the second big chop. Whatever, Tiff. And then so on the bus, like, they're going to, like, they took a like party bus to go, drive these cars and do different things. So the ladies were on one bus, the guys were on another bus, and on the guys' bus, they were talking about marriage and divorce. Now, this is the part where I would have to say I absolutely agree and, connected with Marcel. And I was like, yay, someone taught you right. So what he was saying is that, when it comes to marriage, divorce shouldn't be an option, and I'm paraphrasing, so quickly. So he's not saying he's right over someone else that decides to get divorced, but what he's saying is that, his auntie told him that, listen, she was married for 27 years. She said, sometimes in our relationship, we stayed for the kids. And then later on down the line, we was glad that we stayed for the kids because I guess, and I'm paraphrasing, they fell back in love again. So marriage is definitely, in relationships, it's a roller coaster ride. You're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs, but can you hang in there through the ups and downs? But on the flip side, I will say this. Yes, there are times where you can't hang on the roller coaster ride. It's not for you. Okay, you like, I can't do this anymore, and so you get a divorce. But he's just saying, for him in his house, he's been through some things. He didn't always want to stay there, but he stuck it out. And yes, sometimes he stuck it out for the kids. And I appreciate that. But then he's sitting there with two men that have been divorced and are now remarried. And they have a different perspective. And nothing is wrong with that either. But I do believe wholeheartedly that so many people, they give up and give in, and they don't try to fight for their marriage, and marriages and relationships are going to be a roller coaster ride. Now, I will say this, do I think or believe that Marceau might have or ever or possibly cheated on Tisa? I believe there's a high possibility. Do I believe or feed into these rumors that there is a side baby? I believe there's a possibility. But you know what? Him and Tisa, they riding out the wave. That's their business. They have children together. And listen, if they want to hang in there, I want to hang in there with them. I do not like to see families break up. I think the dynamics change, and it is a little bit different and difficult when, you know, the kids got to go over here 1 week to be with dad and here 1 week to be with mom. And it's just, you know, a whole lot going on. But I do understand wholeheartedly when sometimes it's just no other way, and that has to be the end result or solution. So what's the name? Melody eventually shows up to this whole event. Her and Martell are still, you know, going at it, but I understand why they're still going at it. Listen, they've been together for a long time. They had 4 children together, and no matter what, even with divorce, the love doesn't just fall away. So they still got high emotions, you know, going on there. They still got things that are they each triggered by, and they were arguing because Martell, I want to say, I do agree with Melody. He was kind of picking and plucking and making fun at the fact that, you know, she has this music career. I think Martell is also, you know, what do you want to call it? Jealousy, or you, whatever you want to label it as. I think he got issues that, you know, Melody is able to sustain herself, that she didn't fall to pieces, that she does have other opportunities and situations outside of the relationship with him. I think he's having trouble dealing with that. And I mean, he's having trouble in separation. I'm going to call it anxiety, because everything they were together was amazing. And now they're apart, and she's still experiencing amazing, and he is experiencing a drought. A drought by his own hands and his own doings, but he's experiencing a drought. And when I say drought, I don't mean anything sexual. I mean in terms of the amazing, the finance, the business, the opportunities. But, you know, we all have to pay for, you know, the things that we do. So he's reaping the benefits of everything that he did, which was messiness. So right now, he's reaping messy. And Melody did some good things, so right now she's reaping amazing. But anyway, guys, I hope you watched that episode. Let me know your thoughts on it. Chat with me in the comments, and I will definitely chat back. It was a good episode, and it was some trouble in paradise. Oh, you know what? This is a key thing I wanted to mention. So, Tisa, these names always get to me, you know, talk to Maurice about watching his brother Marceau, because what they're going to do is next week they're going to have a day out where it's just the ladies together and then the guys go their way. So Tisa told Maurice, watch your brother, because we're in Vegas. And, you know, your brother's into this theme of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. She said, but I know these women out here, and also Martell is here. And these women, you know, they be after the man. So watch your brother. Keep watch over him. Make sure nothing goes down. Make sure he don't, you know, get a little crazy. I was like, Tisa, This is your anniversary that you're celebrating. Y'all been married for how long? Y'all have how many children together? If at this stage in the game, you need your husband brother to make sure that he doesn't get into any shenanigans, that's a whole nother problem in and of itself. So Maurice got to watch Marcel because you are afraid that these women in this situation, he might get himself into something. Girl, you got to do better. But anyway, guys, chat with me in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this situation. Let me know if you watched this particular episode. And I will chat back with you when you chat with me. And I'll see you in the next video.